Okay, so today we're going to focus on sun salutations. And in a traditional yoga class, this set of movements would come right at the beginning as a way to really warm you up and prepare you to go deeper into other yoga postures. But you can use this sequence as a practice all of its own. So it's quite warming, it's quite energizing, and it can help build overall whole body strength. So we're going to go through 3 different types of sun salutations today. We're going to go through the classical version, then sun salutation A and sun salutation B. So it kind of builds up and up and up to help you build strength. So we're going to start at the top of the mat. If you have a mat, the feet are a little bit wider than the hips and the arms relaxed down. So we'll take a moment here just before we start to move to become aware of how you are today. Just taking a moment to pause, very just taking a little bit of time out from your day to reset. So you might notice, first of all, how are you breathing? So if you're breathing fast, sometimes this can tell the body that there's a stressful situation happening. But if you're breathing slow, this lets the body know that it can relax. So see if you can start to deepen and slow down your breath. As you breathe in through your nose, you can feel your ribs expand, your stomach lift. And as you breathe out, just feel the chest and the stomach relaxing. So again, as you breathe in, nice expansion and lift through the front of your body. And as you breathe out, start to relax. Good. And then we're going to connect that movement to your breathing. So as you breathe in next time, we're going to lift both arms all the way up above your head, bring the palms together. As you breathe out, the arms come down by your sides. Good. Again, breathe in, big stretch up with the arms. Breathing out, arms come down. Good, so one more time here, we're going to take a big breath in, hands all the way up. This time as you breathe out, we're going to gently forward fold. So take a soft bend in your knees and come all the way down. So for our first forward fold, to relax your head, maybe take a little bit of a sway from side to side, stretching the back of the legs. And then coming into our classical sun salutation. So the hands come to the floor. We're going to step the right foot back and lower the knee down. As you breathe in, both hands stretch all the way up. As you breathe out, the hands come down to the ground. So we're going to lift the back knee and step back into downward facing dog. So all the way back. Keep the fingers spread wide. And for this first one, maybe stretch your legs out a little bit. So one heel, then the other's pressing towards the ground. So the sides of the neck nice and relaxed. So from here, we're going to come forward into our first plank position. So coming forward, shoulders over your wrists. And we'll lower to the ground. So you might drop your knees down, then bend your elbows. Coming into cobra, so really draw your shoulders down your back and just lift your chest enough so you can feel a slight opening through the front of your body. Good, we're going to press back into child's pose now. So the hips come onto your heels. Take a nice big breath in and out here. And then tuck the toes underneath into downward facing dog. So from here, that right foot's going to step forward to the front of the mat again. The next foot comes forward to meet it, so we're on forward fold. We come up to stand, both hands stretch up, and then all the way back down again. So hands coming down. This time we step the left foot back, just lower the knee to the ground. Breathing in, both hands stretching up. Breathing out, hands coming all the way down. So we lift the back knee, again stepping into downward facing dog. So for downward facing dog, we want the fingers spread nice and wide. Coming forward into your plank position again, and we'll lower down. So you might drop the knees, just like you would for a press up, bend your elbows, then point the toes away and lift your chest into cobra. So if you imagine pulling your chest forward and your shoulders back as far as you can. Then we're going to tuck the toes again and come back into downward facing dog. Good, so from here, that left foot steps forward to the front of the mat again. The other foot comes to meet it from our forward fold. As you breathe in, both hands stretch all the way up. Then we bring the hands through the center, relaxing by the sides. Yeah, take a moment to roll the shoulders back. We'll come through 2 more rounds of that. So breathing in, both hands up. Breathing out, forward fold coming down. So we'll step the right foot back, lower the knee to the floor. As you breathe in, both hands stretching up. As you breathe out, both hands coming down. So we lift the back knee. We step back into downward facing dog, fingers spread wide. From here, we come forward into our plank position again, and then lower down. So feel free to drop your knees, bend your elbows, point the toes away, and then into cobra. So you don't need to lift up very far, just as far as you're happy with today, without feeling any pinchy in your back. Then tuck the toes underneath, into downward facing dog. So from here, we're going to step that right foot forward again. The other foot comes forward to meet it. All the way up to stand, big stretch up with the arms, and then straight back down again, forward fold. So we'll step that left foot back, lower the knee to the ground. Breathe in now, both hands coming up. Breathing out, hands coming down. We lift the back knee, stepping into downward facing dog. So from here again, coming forward into your plank position. We're going to lower down. If you feel strong now, come down in a straight line. So you would just bend your elbows into cobra. So we lift the chest, point the toes away, roll your shoulders back, then tucking the toes into downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. And then we'll step forward. So left foot steps forward, other foot comes forward to meet. Up to stand, stretch the arms up, hands through the middle and relax by your sides. Take a moment to relax the shoulders, breathe in and out here. And one more round of this. So breathing in, lift the hands up, breathing out, forward fold. So stepping that right foot back, lower the knee to the ground. Breathe in now, both hands coming up. Good, breathing out, hands coming down. So we lift that back knee, stepping into downward facing dog. It's coming forward into our plank position. So feel free to drop the knees or lower down straight. So elbows are close to your body. Into cobra. So you can also lift up a tiny little bit, just so you're using your back muscles a bit more. Tuck the toes underneath and downward facing dog. Good. So again, from here, we're going to step that right foot forward. Other foot comes forward to meet it, forward fold. Come up to stand, big stretch up with the arms. And then right the way back down again, forward fold. So left foot steps back here, lower the knee to the ground. Breathing in, both hands stretch up. Breathing out, forward fold, hands down. Lifting that back knee, downward facing dog. Coming forward into our plank again. Lowering down, bend the elbows. Into cobra, so we open up, shoulders back. And then tuck the toes underneath, downward facing dog. Good, so from here again, we're going to step or jump to the front of your mat if you feel energetic. Coming up to stand, so both hands up. And then exhaling through the middle. So take a moment, take a slow breath in and out here to reset. Good, so from here, we're going to move into sun salutation A. So breathe in, both hands stretch up. Breathing out, we forward fold. So feel free to take a little bend in your knees. Coming to a halfway lift, so hands come onto the shins. Breathe in, pull your chest forward, straight spine. Breathing out, stepping straight back into a plank position. So we're going to lower down to the ground here. You might drop the knees, then bend the elbows into cobra. So point the toes, chest forward as you roll your shoulders back. Then tucking the toes back into downward facing dog. Take a nice full breath in and out here. Then we'll bend the knees, take a step or a jump to the front of your mat. Breathing in, hands stretch all the way up. And then breathing out again, forward fold coming down. Halfway lift, so hands to shin, pull the chest forward, lengthen the spine, back into your plank position. So keeping those elbows nice and close to your body, we're going to lower down. You might drop the knees, bend the elbows, into cobra, point the toes, open your chest, tucking the toes downward facing dog. So nice full breath here, just relaxing all the muscles around your eyes. And then we'll step or jump to the front of your mat. We're going to breathe in, hands all the way up, and then right the way back down, forward fold. So we'll halfway lift, hands to the shins, draw the chest forward, and then back into your plank position. So we breathe in at the top. If you feel strong, you come down chaturanga. This is where we keep the knees hovering. Just bend your elbows. Into cobra or upward facing dog, where we lift the thighs up off the ground. And then we'll tuck the toes, back into downward facing dog. So again, breathing out here. Take a step or a jump to the front of your mat. Inhaling, hands all the way up. And then exhaling, hands to chest. So we'll go through 2 more rounds here. Breathing in, hands up. Breathing out, forward fold coming down. Halfway lift, hands to shins, draw your chest forward. Step, or you could jump back into a plank. So to jump back, and make sure you've got a nice lot of strength in your hands. Bring the feet back. And then we'll lower down. Bend the elbows. Into a cobra, chest forward, shoulders back. Tucking the toes under, downward facing dog. A nice full breath. Then again, we'll step or jump to the front. Inhaling, hands all the way up. And then one last time, forward fold. Hands coming onto your shins, halfway lift, chest forward. Then back into your plank position. You can step or jump. Gently lowering down towards the ground. Opening through your chest. And then downward facing dog. Good, so one nice full breath here. And then we'll step to the front of the mat. So we'll come up to stand, hands lifting up. And then hands through the middle. So take a moment again to relax your arms. Maybe roll those shoulders back. And then finally coming into sun salutation B. So we're coming first into a position called Utkatasana, chair. So we bring the feet together, squeeze the legs together, and sit nice and low into your legs. Good. So imagine you've got a chair that's slightly too far back behind you. You're going to try and sit back into it. We're going to sweep both arms up alongside the ears. Keep the shoulders drawing back away from those ears. Then forward fold, hands coming down. So from here, we step back into a plank position, lowering down towards the ground. Into cobra, roll your chest forward, shoulders back, tucking the toes downward facing dog. So from here, we're going to breathe in this time to lift your right leg up behind you. As you exhale, we'll step the foot forward. We're coming into warrior one. So the back heel comes down and we stretch both arms all the way up. So for warrior one, we want the front knee just over the front ankle and that back heel grounded. So facing forward with the chest and with the hips. Take a big breath in here. Then breathing out, hands coming to the ground. We step straight back into our plank position. We're going to lower down, bend your elbows into cobra or upward facing dog. Draw the shoulders back and tuck the toes back into downward facing dog. From here, we lift the left leg all the way up. Stepping the foot forward. Warrior one, back heel down. Both hands stretching all the way up. Breathing in here. Breathing out, hands coming down. So straight back into your plank position. We lower down, bend the elbows. Into cobra or upward facing dog. Lift your chest. Then tuck the toes downward facing dog. So from here, we're going to step or jump to the front of your mat. Breathing in, both hands stretching up. Coming into chair, bend the knees, sit low. One big breath in here. Breathing out, forward fold. Step back into our plank position. So just like you would for a press up, we're going to lower down. Into cobra again, open your chest, shoulders back, tucking the toes down, facing dog. So a nice big breath in, right leg lifts up again. Breathing out, step the foot forward. So warrior one, back heel down. So your foot's kind of facing off on a diagonal. And we lift both hands all the way up. Good. So again, that front knee is just about over the front ankle there. Chest and hips facing the front of the room. Hands coming all the way down and straight back into our plank position. So lowering to the ground, bend the elbows, lift the chest, shoulders back, tucking the toes down, facing dog. Left leg lifts up now. Step the foot forward for warrior one. So again, back heel down, the toes are off on a diagonal. Both hands stretching all the way up. One nice big breath in here. Then breathing out, hands coming down. Back into your plank position. So we bend the elbows lower down. Open the chest, shoulders back. And then downward facing dog. Good, so from here, come to the front of your mat. Up to stand, hands lift. One more round, bend the knees, sit halfway. So try and shift lots of weight back into your heels here. Shoulders away from the ears. And then forward fold. So back into a plank position. We're going to lower down towards the ground. Open the chest, shoulders roll back. And then downward facing dog. So as you breathe in, lift that right leg up. Breathing out, step the foot forward between the hands. Warrior one, back heel down. Both hands come all the way up. Big breath in. Big breath out, hands coming down. Into your plank. Lower down towards the ground. Into cobra or upward facing dog. Lift the chest. Tucking the toes, downward facing dog. That left side one more time. Lift the leg. Stepping the foot forward. Back heel down as we lift both hands all the way up. Breathing in. Breathing out, hands coming down. Last time now into your plank. We lower towards the ground. Opening the chest. Good. This time we're going to press into our child's pose. So hips come to the heels. Start to slow your breathing down. And relaxing the muscles around the face and the shoulders as much as you can. So when we practice those kind of movements quite regularly, it can really help to build up our breathing health, our lung health, our respiratory health, also our muscular strength as well. And so as you slowly come on up into a seated position, we'll bring both feet forward in front of you. And we're going to stretch out the legs and the hips a little bit. So we'll take the feet so they're about the distance apart of your mat. We're going to lean back into the hands and gently drop the knees down one way and then the other. So just starting to release through the hips. And then as we drop the knees down to your left next time, we're going to turn to face the left leg. Draw your shin out a little bit, so the leg's sort of at a right angle. We're going to walk the hands away, so we're folding over the leg. So we're looking to feel a little bit of a stretch here around the hips, maybe into your glutes. And every time you breathe out, just maybe imagining the muscles relaxing a little bit more and more and more. Good, slowly coming up. We're going to drop the knees over to the right. So again, taking that right leg out slightly so it's more at a right angle. We'll walk the hands away to our forward fold. So usually one side of the hips feels a little bit tighter than the other. So working with how your hips are today. Good, slowly coming up into the center. So from here, we'll come to roll down onto your back when you're ready. So when we're here, we're going to hold around the right thigh, stretch the heel up toward the ceiling. So you feel a stretch in the back of the leg. And then just draw the leg in enough so you get a stretch that feels maybe a bit challenging, but there's no pain at all in the leg. Good. So stretching, maybe you might be able to feel it through the calf, if your calves are quite tight as well. Good, and then we're going to take that right ankle, cross it over your other knee. So you can stay here, if this feels like enough of a stretch, or hold the left thigh, draw the legs in, so we're coming into a little bit of a deeper hip stretch. So all those muscles at the back of the neck are relaxed. Perfect, so swapping over now. Keep hold of the left thigh. We're going to stretch that heel all the way up. Good, so again, one leg's usually a little bit tighter than the other. If you push up a lot through your heel as well, you might feel a deeper stretch in your calf. And then we're going to cross this ankle over your other knee. So again, you can stay here or draw the legs in towards you for a little bit of a deeper stretch through the hips. Just see if you can relax now through the muscles of the back of the shoulders and around your jaw. Good, well done. So we're going to bring the feet to the ground. We'll come into Shavasana for a moment here. So stretch the legs away. Just relax your arms by your sides. We're going to come through 3 rounds of a breathing practice to really help the body let go of any stress it might be holding on to still, so you can relax. So together, we'll take a big breath in through your nose, then an extra breath in at the top, so 2 inhales, and then we're going to blow all the air out. Good, again, breathe in through the nose. Second breath in at the top. Blow all the air out. One more time, breathing in. Again at the top. All the air out. Good. So from here, just slowly moving through your fingers and through your toes. Hugging the knees in towards your chest. And just take a little roll from side to side across your back. So kind of massaging that out. We're going to roll over to one side eventually. And then coming up into a seated position. Good. So when you're in the comfortable seated position, just be aware of any sense of feeling maybe more energized, but maybe more peaceful, relaxed, or maybe a bit more awake. And if you feel any sense of a positive change, just see if you can bring this with you through the rest of the day. So we'll bring hands together, just rubbing the palms together to wake the body up. Finishing with that nice big breath. So we'll interlace the fingers, breathing in, hands all the way up. And breathing out to relax the arms down. Good, well done.